I don't really got a good idea for this what if, but like maybe y'all can give me some better ideas. But this is how we're gonna do this what if, right? What if Deku had an engine quirk? So how this is gonna work is, right? Well, first we got to give the boy's backstory, right? So at a young age, he grew up in like the slums, give or take, and like it was real rugged, it was real thuggish, everything, right? He had to fight like every single day of his life, practically when he hits 4. But he never had time to train with his quirk because he was always out and about. He had a mentor, right? His mentor was a real thug, not like thug, but I mean he just was a real nigga. All right. One of the weapons his mentor used was 2 guns, but there were special types of guns. It was like it was part of his quirk, technically speaking, because he was able to manifest things. But what he decided to do, right, was to you could still, like, basically it's a real gun, right? But he used all of his manifestation capabilities to make this real gun. And after he did that or whatever, he made the 2 real guns, and then he just is always able to maintenance. But, you know, he has to do it with special kits or special things. But we'll worry about that detail later. And then Deku also had a homie and shit, right? They also, his homie had an axe. And this axe was like pretty sharp. We could just say that it's just like one of the homies he's growing up with and stuff, right? But we'll come back to that. No, actually, I don't know. Hold up. You know what? Because I had 3 different ways I could have did the story. But basically, your boy Deku's doing mad training and stuff. But like not inherently. He's just trying to survive. But it's low-key training and stuff like that. His mentor, niggas that's trying to help him. Because basically they're all in the slums. And they trying to get out. The OG, he pretty much is like, I'm stuck here. I mean, my time kind of expired. And the homeboy or whatever, him and Deku, they fight all the time. Deku didn't really need a weapon because of his quirk. His quirk is engine. And what it allows him to do is it works in an odd way because it's only located in like a certain part of his body at any given point in time, give or take. So he's able to like make his body do more than what it could do. So it's like, let's say he's really tired, right? What happens is somewhere around his body, or it could just be internal, he starts producing, basically he turns his engine on, right? This allows him to have accelerated speed, endurance, capabilities. Basically, he becomes like super duper better overall, right? The bigger the engine, the stronger he is, but the shorter duration. Thinner the engine, the shorter, you know, the longer the duration, just not as big body, okay? So, with that being said, Deku played around with his quirk. He never really needed to use it, but he's also able to use this. It's kind of basically like, technically, what if Deku was a car almost? Because, like, he's able to heat himself up, cool himself off. If his engines get frozen or something, not a big deal. He could just expand it and then get the chunk of ice out of there. Or if it's like melted or whatever, he could just like cut that part off and then reuse it. He on a rare occasion, he used weapons when he does, but most weapons break after like a short period of time of use. Because with his quirk usage, his quirk is very unique. And the fact that he's able to grab, like, he can basically grab a stick, put his engine quirk on the stick, and so the quirk itself is like he's ramming up the engine, so the stick is able to do stuff a stick shouldn't be able to do. You feel me? So he's able to like do some very unique feats with that being said. And so with that being said, he's able to do things, but the problem is anytime he uses this quirk on anything, it breaks. So we could just fast forward a little bit. So we could say your boy's Deku 13, right? They just getting food. They trying to eat and stuff, barely making it. It's just a real struggle. Your boy's Deku kind of has a struggle fest right now going on, okay? Because his dad abandoned him and his mom. His mom's on drugs, it's real cruise, right? She still try to put food on the table for your boy Deku, but he's out there hustling, trying to figure out how he gonna get his, basically, right? And so Deku's doing what he does the best and just living. Him and his homie, they out and about trying to figure out some way to make money, doing odd jobs and stuff like that, right? And people hearing about your boy Deku, you know, he's the hero of this area. Also talking about his homie. They some real homies. Like they're talking about how your boy Deku's like basically just basically how they're just doing their thing, right? There's some people being jealous on some like hating on these niggas flow, right? They were just kind of like, I don't like that. Yeah, we don't like that at all. So what they decided to do was they was gonna pull up on your boy. And so Deku doing his thing, helping out people, blah, blah, blah. Then these people come out the woodworks. They like, yeah, boy, I don't like how you living your life, cuz. It's almost like you trying to outshine me. And Deku doesn't know who this dude is, because Deku, air quote, didn't keep his ear to the street. His homeboy did. He's like, oh, hey, look, dog. It's not like that, man. It's we just doing our thing. Blah, 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 you know? And it's like, hey, bro, we just trying to get, but I feel like you trying to get it a little more than me. Basically, nigga hating, as I said earlier. So they end up having to scrap, but it's like 4 of these niggas, okay? One of these dudes had like a makeshift fire quirk, okay? He's not able to produce it, but he's able to manipulate it. So he has a lighter on deck, all right? So he has the lighter. He gets ready to fight. Other dude's able to make his hands into sharp swords. And then the last dude is let's see here. Last dude just got like a basic regular of the day. It heads up quirk. So they end up start boxing while the ringleader's just looking at Deku. And he just run up on Deku basically on his bumper. This dude had an actual strong quirk, but it was like slightly limited. He was only able to produce like lightning in his hands and stuff. Kind of like Bakugo's quirk, but just lightning. And so he just runs up on Deku. No. I'm going to say it's on his feet too, so the fight could be even more interesting. He runs up to your boy Deku. And this nigga's older than Deku. Like, let's say Deku's like 13, give or take, right? You can say that, right? And then this dude's about a clean 18 or 20 something, okay? Like he's up in the grown section. Deku's like, so he got to fight, but like dude's is just whopping on this nigga. And since like dude's got this like lightning kind of base, like kind of quirk, he's able to hit Deku too fast for him to react. So he's just getting melee rocked. His homeboy, on the other hand, his quirk isn't really a quirk itself. He's able to manifest. It's similar to the other dude's quirk, but it's different because once he finds a weapon, he can put a special seal on it, basically making the weapon infinitely repairable, and it never loses its durability. So, with that being said, your boy Deku is getting smacked. But his homie actually not doing too bad. He backing people up with his axe, swinging and stuff. You know, he hitting that hoe. He blocking and just weaving and just doing his thing, right? And so Deku is getting mapped, right? Just go to sleep, nigga. Night, little nigga. Good night. Deku can't really do too much, bro. And like he's bugged out. He's trying to put up defense, but every time he even thinks he's got an opening, he gets hit 3 times. Looking goofy. Eventually, the homeboy just says, all right, fuck this shit. He just starts going stupid. And just start cutting these niggas up. The nigga with the enhancement quirk's the first to go. Then homeboy cuts this dude in the back. Basically, he like throws, hits him with this axe like he's cutting down like with a katana. Then he uses that momentum, jumps up, slashes this dude back. Immediately does a quick swing, slashes this dude's head off. Then as he's doing that, he jumps off, gets up. He's able to like play with his axe a little bit, pause, I guess. And then he swings it. And then like he swings like the sharp part of the axe or the red part of the axe at one of these niggas. The fire nigga, no more. He tried to stop it, but he was like, yeah, I got this. He had his flames up. And then homeboy ran up on him and just shanked him with like the, you know, the stick part. And just said, and just shook him. Not even shanked him, shook him, okay? And then the dude, the last dude was like, oh, shit. And with that, all that heat on the axe, guess what? Dude got cut like butter. So him and Deku eventually was able to put up a fight. Deku was like, damn, I'm gonna have to ring it up a little bit. he has a whole bunch of shit sticking out of his body, or have a whole bunch of engine pipes sticking out of his body. And he's like, it just basically sounds like an engine rearing up. Just So he charges at this dude. He was able to put up a fight for a little bit, but like once again, he has too many engines. So like he burnt himself out and he doesn't have gas on him. So he's like, ah, shit. So man's looking mad goofy. Right? And then homeboy's up here fighting this nigga. They was able to wear him down, but he wasn't hitting, right? So him and Deku looking goofy. Then the OG came through because he heard something about that shit. So he running through, hitting him with his blicky. And it's not like an actual gun. Like it does what a gun can do. Just it's not nearly as powerful. But don't get me wrong, if you get shot with that shit, it's still gonna hurt like a motherfucker. So he basically like just like unloading on this nigga. Nigga starts weaving it, you know, lightning quirk. So he started weaving it, weave. So he pulls up on this nigga's bumper and started folding this nigga. And basically what ended up happening was Deku just unconscious because he can't go to sleep. So he just out of it, right? And then what ended up happening, right? Homeboy started just beating up on this nigga's master. Just start beating on this nigga like a bad stepchild. Just beating on this nigga, right? Eventually, the OG knew he was gonna die because, side story, that nigga was sick. He had cancer, so he was kind of like, not cancer, but he was gonna die because real niggas don't do real things sometimes. I don't know, that's not true for me, but some of y'all niggas can relate. So basically, he's about to get rolled up. So what he does, right, is he throws his blickies over to Deku, and he's still fighting man's hand to hand, throwing quality hands. He pushes this dude back and throws a tiny little gas capsule, not even tiny. So he throws like a gas can at Deku. And Deku's unconscious. I know I keep changing it up, but like I'm really just making this up because I don't even know if y'all gonna like this. But basically, Deku's unconscious. His homeboy was up, gave him the gas canister, which you basically not being funny. You can basically put the gas canister anywhere. His body will just absorb it up naturally. He absorbed it up, and then when Deku woke up, feeling rejuvenized, energy full and everything, he looks up. He see his master and his homie rolled up, and he looks down and sees the blickies, and he sees the axe just there. And these niggas rolled up while this nigga got blood all over him. Like, shit, I did what niggas do. But he looked at Deku and said, oh, you still want something, little nigga? Shit, it's just gonna be round two. Deku, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna not just kill you. I'm gonna take everything you own, every bit of money you have, and take it. I'm gonna make sure you stay alive long enough for me to fuck your bitch, for me to kill everyone that you care for me to fuck up all of what you've worked for. And then after that, I'm not gonna kill you then. I want you to see everyone you care about and love suffer. And then I'm gonna make sure you're able to watch me become a hero. Now, the reason he says this, right, the hero part, is because heroes make a lot of money. So he knew that was one of the things they always joked, shit, one day we'll become a hero or something, my nigga. We'll be able to actually make some money and shit. And that's gonna explain that little part, right? And you will live long enough to see that shit, and you will know it was all because of your insecurities and your hating. Him, man, shut your before he could even finish. Deku, what he now started to do, right, was he's gonna have his engines only appear out in them. It's kind of like a Kaioken. He's only gonna have his engines appear out momentarily when he needs that acceleration. And it's gonna be like a hybrid of not too small, not too big. And he also can have it in a special spot to increase that spot damage too. Like, let's say he has it on his legs, like Ida, his speed of his kicks and stuff would be so much better, blah, blah, blah. So he, boom, just start welling on this nigga. This nigga, now it's basically reverse. He speeds around, grabs his homie axe, just start cutting at this nigga, bro, and just start beating on this nigga with the backhand too. He goom. This nigga's like, hey yo, boom, just start look dog, it's not even that doom. He's just welling on this nigga like with like lightning like speed and shit, my nigga. And homeboy don't know how to act, so he just getting whopped, milli rocked, big body dropped, flop to the opposite. Okay, y'all get the point. And then Dude just started welling on this dude. He grabs the blickies and just start unloading the clip. Even though it doesn't have a clip, he just started loading and just unloading. And then like when he's like getting near the end, he just puts his quirk into the axe, and all you hear is and he just slashes this dude in different parts. His legs don't work. He's paralyzed from the waist down. He barely can move his head. And Deku just drags his body, you know, keeping the weapons on tow. We're just going to say he has some way of storing them inside himself or something. Like he has a mini storage system. And then he just grabbing this dude. Just bringing this dude along. Eventually gets this dude to the hospital and everything. And all this stuff. We don't worry about the legal. Let's just say Deku knew a nigga. Deku took over that nigga operation. He recorded it all. Had some like goon nigga to record that shit for him. He destroyed everything this nigga worked for throughout his whole life. He fucked all this nigga's bitches, his main bitch, not none of these side pieces. He fucked them too, just to be petty. He took everything that nigga worked for, everything, destroyed it and burnt it all on the ground and killed all his homies. And he made sure they suffered so this nigga can watch. And since this nigga basically just got beat to like disability, like he can't do nothing now. He can't say nothing really. He can only say little things at a little time. But oh, his mind still works. He sent that nigga the video. And he was like, hey, watch. And Deku basically made it seem like he was a friend. He was just like, watch. As this dude watches, tears come out this nigga's eyes while Deku looks at him. And that's not even, and Deku whispers, that's not even the worst part. Next, I'm going to become the best hero to ever exist. And Deku leaves. Now, to wrap off this video, if you're wondering why Deku was so hardcore about it, the only two niggas that fuck with this nigga died. But anyways, we're going to wrap this off pretty much where we say your boy Deku dipped. He got his mom. He was able to put her in a rehab. He basically moved similar to where he was in canon, just years after going through a lot. And he eventually was able to play around with those weapons and realize his quirk is actually suitable for these weapons. And he was like, hey, yo, this kind of work. He looking at the blicky and stuff. He can repair it by just activating his quirk on it. And just basically, it's almost like he's able to makeshift it. Same thing with the axe, even though it really doesn't need repairs. So, yeah. Hope y'all like, sub, and sorry for the too long of a video. Catch y'all later.